TCL QM6K, or TCL A300W. If you want a screen that vanishes into the wall like framed art, the QM6K's normal TV look won't scratch that itch. But if you care about bright room punch, deeper blacks, and smoother motion for movies, sports, and gaming, the design-focused A300W can leave you wanting more performance. By the end, you'll know which one fits your room. Let's get into it. Let's start with the picture, because this is where these two really split. The QM6K runs a QD Mini LED backlight with local dimming, and that's the whole story. Brighter highlights, deeper blacks, real HDR punch. Dark scenes hold their black levels instead of going gray, and bright scenes pop without washing out. Is it perfect? No. There's some blooming around bright objects on a black background, and the most consistent reviews mention it, but for the money, the contrast is genuinely impressive. The A300W is a different animal. It's a QLED panel with no local dimming, so blacks lean gray, and HDR feels flat. One reviewer put it plainly. They watch a lot of movies, found it too dim, switched to an OLED, and called it night and day. That tells you who this screen isn't for. If you're a movie lover chasing deep blacks and bright HDR, the A300W falls short. Straight up, the QM6K is the better picture performer here. But raw brightness isn't the only thing that decides a room. What happens when the sun hits the screen? Here, the story flips. The A300W has an ultra-matte anti-glare finish, and people who own it rave about it. One owner said they finally put a TV in a spot they could never use before because of windows. Even at 3 in the afternoon on a summer day, it stays watchable. That matte coating kills reflections better than almost anything at this price. The QM6K leans on brightness to fight glare, which works in a normally lit room, but stick it across from a big window, and you'll see reflections the A300W simply shrugs off. So for a bright, sunny room where glare is the enemy, the A300W has a real edge, and that glare advantage ties straight into what the A300W is actually built for. The whole point is to vanish into the wall. It's just over an inch thick, comes with a flush mount and a light wood frame, and has art modes with a big free art library and AI art, no subscription. When it's off, people genuinely think it's a painting. The catch is installation. To get that clean, no wires look. You need to run cabling into a recessed box behind the panel, and the mount isn't Visa compatible. One owner admitted they didn't line up the wall insert and ended up with a small gap. So, plan the placement before you drill. The QM6K looks like a normal performance TV. Its feet got a few gripes for being a bit wobbly, and most folks just wall mount it. If a clean wall art look is the goal, the A300W wins this outright. It's not even close. And if this comparison is helping you, hit subscribe. Your support is what keeps these deep comparisons coming. Now, for motion. The QM6K runs a 144Hz native panel. The A300W sits at 120Hz. Both are smooth for everyday viewing, but the QM6K goes a step further for gamers. You get up to 144Hz with VRR, FreeSync, and very low input lag, around 7.5 milliseconds in game mode. One owner coming from a 60Hz set said game mode kicks in instantly. For fast sports and console play, the QM6K is the clear pick. The A300W is fine for casual gaming, but its slower pixel response means more motion blur, and competitive players will notice. On size, these serve different rooms. The QM6K here is a 65-inch, built to anchor a main living room. The A300W is a 55-inch, sized more as a design piece for a bedroom or a styled wall. Match it to your seating distance and wall space. Quick word on sound and smarts. Both run Google TV with all the apps built in, and both have only average speakers, so plan on a soundbar either way if audio matters to you. So what does each give you for the money? They land in a similar range, with the A300W usually costing a bit more. With the QM6K, you're paying for performance, mini LED contrast, brightness, and that 144Hz panel. With the A300W, you're paying for the design experience, the matte screen, the flush mount, the frame and art features. The QM6K tends to see steeper discounts around big sale events, while the A300W holds its price more steadily. One is value through performance, the other through style. Here's the call. For most people watching, the QM6K, the mini LED contrast, the brightness, and that 144Hz panel make it the better picture performer and the better value. Straight up, that's where your money works hardest. But this one really does split by room. If your space is a sun-drenched living room fighting glare all day, the A300W's matte panel wins that fight easily. And if you want a TV that disappears into the wall like framed art, the A300W is the only one here that pulls it off. The QM6K tends to drop harder around big sale events, so keep an eye out. And you, which one would you pick? Let me know in the comments. Both linked below with the current price.